Welcome to the North Central Agricultural Research Station in Fremont, Ohio. Today we'll be looking at a winter annual cereal forage trial as we get ready to take the first harvest to look at yield and quality of these cereal forage crops. Today, Al Gaylor, Extension Educator in Sandusky County, helped me take cuttings to determine forage quality and yield and also measure the height of our forage species that were ready for our first harvest. Cereal rye was just entering the heading stage at Feeks 10 to 10.1. As you can see, we can just start to see the head visible on some of our cereal rye plants. I'm Jason Harchu, OSU Extension Educator in Crawford County, and I'm measuring the triticale in this field. The triticale is at Feeks 9 to 10. The ligule of the last leaf is visible, and it's in the head to boot stage. The head is not quite in the boot. Triticale is probably at the ideal harvest stage for dairy quality forage. We may be a little bit late on the cereal rye and barley because they are a little bit further along. Other research trials have found that the highest quality for these cereal grain forages come when they are in that boot stage to just prior to the boot. As long as the entire flag leaf is visible, we've came close to maximizing yield and quality. Now, if we wait longer to harvest, yield will improve, but quality will decline. Triticale is a little bit slower to mature than some of our other species, but not the slowest that we have planted out here today. As we move from triticale, we're going to look at our barley plots. This is our first successful year with barley. Last year, we had a barley failure. We had a cold snap in the fall that took out our barley, and we didn't have a good enough stand to harvest. As you can see, the barley is actually the furthest along. We actually have some heads that are fully emerged in the barley. We're at heads just starting to emerge to 3/4 heading on our barley crop. Matures a little bit sooner than some of our other crops and is also not as winter hardy. Today we did not harvest the wheat. As we look here at the wheat crop, the last leaf is just visible to the ligule of that last leaf, putting us in that Feeks 8 to 9 stage. Ideally, we want to be at Feeks 10 and have the majority of our flag leaves visible, but not quite split the boot. So we'll harvest wheat next week. Some results from last year's winter annual small grains forage trial showed that early on, about Feeks 10, we had about 1 ton yield. Later on, we had about 1.5 tons to 2 tons, depending on species. Crude protein declined across all species about 2%. TDN, or energy, declined from Feeks 10 to Feeks 10.5. 10.5 is fully headed and pollinated, and the crop became less digestible. Some other things to think about: if you happen to be in that very late stage of harvest, you may want to hold off until the grain reaches the soft dough stage. When the grain is in full milk, it can be difficult to make silage that actually has an even moisture throughout, and it can be even more difficult to make dry hay. Good luck this spring making your winter annual cereal forages.